Ukraine today is joined by Mr. Illya Novikov, a Russian lawyer who is currently representing two Ukrainian political prisoners accused of participating in the Chechen war in 1994-1995 and currently on trial in Chechnya, Russia. Mr. Novikov, welcome to Ukraine today. Mr. Novikov, apart from representing Ukrainian fighter pilots, Ukrainian pilot Illya Savchenko, you're also one of the lawyers for two Ukrainians, Mr. Karpyuk and Mr. Kyiv, who are being accused of participating in the Chechen war and are now standing trial in Chechnya. From a political standpoint, how different is this case from Illya Savchenko's case?
Well, they are very different, because if Savchenko's trial was supposed to be a show trial from the beginning, as an example of wartime crimes committed by Ukrainian military forces. That was the main idea by Russian investigative committee. In case of Karpyuk and Kyiv, their trial supposed to be a show trial against Ukrainian political figures, because Karpyuk and Kyiv are only second layer figures, and the main figure in their case is Ukrainian Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk, who is to be tried in absentia for the same alleged wartime crimes. The indictment says that along with Karpyuk and Kyiv, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, who was 21 at this time, took his part in war in rebel movement in Chechnya against Russian authorities, along with 10 another Ukrainian politicians. And so Karpyuk and Kyiv by themselves are not persons of some interest for Russian powers. The main idea is to show that Ukrainian politicians of the present time, Russian TV called them Ukrainian junta, they have some serious criminal background in their early years. So Karpyuk and Kyiv are not the main target for the prosecution.
Obviously, this indictment of current Ukrainian Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk is the most notable event of this case. And Mr. Karpyuk already said that this statement, his confession, that he, alongside with Arseniy Yatsenyuk, took part in the hostilities, was made under the duress. But can you tell us, why do the Russian authorities need that? Why do they need to involve Ukrainian Prime Minister? The Ukrainian Prime Minister isn't taking this seriously. He's making the mockery out of this. But it seems like the Russian authority is taking this very seriously. Why do they need this?
First of all, in Russia, the only reality which is important for Russian authorities is reality on the Russian TV. If something isn't covered by Russian TV, it doesn't exist in Russia. It's first of all. If Russian TV says their Prime Minister is a wartime criminal, it's true. It's also important to understand that this case began in early March 2014, when Yatsenyuk was not a prime minister, when he was only one of the leaders of so-called Maidan movement. And by nature, Karpyuk was not a man who was supposed to be a scapegoat for this case. We have some very true-looking evidences that first man to be scapegoat was Karpyk's chief, Dmitry Yarosh, leader of Pravy Sector party, who was one of the most important, most influential figures on Maidan last year. And we believe that a Russian security service tried to persuade Dmitry Yarosh to come to Russia for negotiations with Vladimir Putin personally.
So basically, Mr. Novikov, what you're saying is that the initial plan of the Russian authorities was to capture Dmitry Yarosh, have him on trial, and have him indict Prime Minister Yatsenyuk.
You see, the whole case is supported by the testimony of the one man. It's very important to understand that the whole story about a battle on New Year Eve of 1995, it's true. The battle took place. The Russian soldiers were killed. But it's a story about a battle which plenty of people took their parts. And it's very easy to write down any person you want in this story. The key witness for prosecution is someone, Malafeyev, who is a condemned prisoner who started to serve his 23 years prison term before this case started. Early in March, right after President Yanukovych fled from Ukraine, he was took from his prison cell and testified that he took part in this battle within the group of Ukrainian nationalists who fight on the side of Chechen rebels. And in this group was Dmitry Yarosh, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, and others. He never mentioned Karpuk before Karpuk was captured. We believe that it's Dmitry Yarosh, political leader of Ukrainian nationalists, was a key target for the prosecution. After Yarosh refused to come to Russia for proposed negotiations with Vladimir Putin, his lieutenant Mykola Karpuk went and was captured right after he crossed the border. Then it was on 17th of March. Next day, 18th of March, this witness Malafeyev gave new testimonies and remembered that it's Karpuk was the second man in their squadron. So
basically the position of the prosecution team rests solely on the witness statements. The statement of one Russian witness and then the other statement of the Ukrainian prisoner who was, which statement was obtained under duress.
The version of persecution that they were killed partially by Ukrainians are based only on testimonies of a condemned prisoner and by testimonies by guilty pleas of Karpuk and Kyiv. And Karpuk and Kyiv now, when their case finally came to the court, strongly, clearly refuse from these testimonies and says they were tortured. And in case of Karpuk, he was threatened by his investigators that his family would be captured and tortured too, just in order to make him plead guilty. So now the prosecution has no guilty pleas from the defendants. They has only testimonies of condemned prisoner, and their position is very weak. And in this case, in the case of Karpuk and Kyiv, Russian laws allows them to choose for jury trial. So it's jury trial, and we have some hope that these juries will believe us, not prosecution. And Karpuk showed his best on the first day of trial, when we opted to start the court trial with his testimonies. He was very sincere, and I believe that he made a very strong impression on juries.
Mr. Novikov, there were several reports, a lot of actually reports in the press that there is plenty of evidence in Ukraine that both Mr. Karpyuk and Mr. Kyiv, who are on trial, they have alibis. They have documented evidence that at the time when the crimes were committed of which they're being accused, they were here in Ukraine, they were attending universities, there were meetings, and this is documented. But to gain this evidence, the defense team needs a cooperation from the Ukrainian government. How much of cooperation you're getting, if at all?
Yesterday, on Friday, 30th of October, we have a working meeting in Ukrainian Ministry of Foreign Affairs with representatives of Ukrainian Internal Ministry, Ukrainian National Security Service, General Prosecutor's Office. And we are happy with support, with assistance from the Ukrainian authorities. We are very short of time. We have only about a month or two to collect our dossier, because right now the defense has no paper evidences at all. You should understand that the events took place 20 years ago, and any person while being asked, what have you done 20 years ago, and please corroborate your words with some papers, would be in a very hard situation. But we asked an assistance from Ukrainian government, and the government agreed. They regard Karpyuk and Kyiv political prisoners, and we were told that any possible assistance would be made for us, and Ukrainian General Prosecutor's Office would send the documents they would collect directly to General Prosecutor's Office in Russia, because we have met in Sachenko's case a situation when court refused to take papers from defendants' team, saying they were collected without any certain procedure. Russian law allows an attorney to collect any documents he wish, but court refused to sustain this right, and so we hope that Ukrainian General Prosecutor's Office would assist us in not only in collecting the papers we need, but also in making Russian court believe these papers are all right.
So, Mr. Novikov, we'll be following the case really closely. Many thanks for sharing your thoughts with us, and many thanks for finding the time to come and talk to us. This has been Volodymyr Sulu for Ukraine Today, together with the Russian lawyer, Mr. Illya Novikov, who's currently defending 2 Ukrainian political prisoners on trial in Chechnya. Thank you for watching us.